तर बियाणं चप्पल आहे.
Tuberculosis, it is one of the most infectious disease in the world, and it is probably one of the few diseases for which there is a completely different or an individual setup or research center that has been established. And throughout this correlation seminar, you might have already known that the bacteria that is responsible for causing tuberculosis can develop resistance against its own drugs, and this leads to drug-resistant tuberculosis. And if the resistant to drug is specifically towards isoniazid and rifampin, two of the first-line drugs, it leads to multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. So the main reason behind the development of resistance by the bacteria against the drugs is because the drug is not being taken properly. That is, the right drugs are not being taken at right dose and at right time. For example, a doctor prescribes the patient to take 5 drugs, hypothetically, 5 drugs at an alternate of 2 hours, let's say. But this guy goes to someone's Pratapanda, doesn't carry drugs with him, and then he misses out on the prescription. Or maybe he doesn't go to Pratapanda, he is at his home. Instead of taking 5 drugs, he only takes 4 drugs. Or maybe instead of taking drugs at an interval of 2 hours, he sleeps for 6 hours and takes them at an interval of 7 hours. Second condition, maybe the doctor prescribed him only one anti-tubercular drug and he has been taking it for multiple weeks. Third scenario, maybe he is taking the right drugs and it healed his symptoms, but now he thinks that, okay, I'm healed up, I don't need to take any more drugs, why to consult the drug, and then why to consult the doctor, and he stops taking the drug. What is common in all these cases is that the drug concentration has not reached the enough level to get rid of the bacteria inside of him completely, and as a result, the bacteria develops resistance. But the question is, what does all this have to do with DOTS? What's the relationship? The thing is, DOTS can help prevent MDR from occurring. DOTS, directly observed treatment short course, even though it says short course, it's not actually short, lasts for 6 to 12 months. But here, the patient is taking the medicine directly under the observation of a medical professional. So what? So this, number one, adherence to treatment. Since the patient is taking the drug under direct supervision, what happens is that the supervisor will make sure that every drug that he is taking is right, at right dose, at right time, and that he does not miss out on any one of the drugs. Second, there is combined multiple drug therapy. If you look at this chart, you can see that instead of just one single drug being used for a long period of time, there are multiple drugs that are used at fixed combinations, which you have already heard from previous presentations. And the reason behind it is to prevent MDR from occurring. Third, there is systematic recording and reporting. Every time the patient takes the medicine, it is recorded down, and every move made by the patient is under supervision. That is, if there is any side effect, the supervisor will look at it, and if there is failure of drug, that will be identified by the supervisor. Everything is under the control of supervisor, so the patient has no worries. Number 4, case detection by sputum test. At regular intervals, sputum test is being done. After each phase, intensive phase, sputum test is being done. So if there is a chance that drug resistance has been established, it will be detected earlier, and appropriate steps can be taken earlier. These are all theory, but I need actual numbers to back them up, right? So the numbers are, in Nepal, in the last decade, the TB cases have reduced by 3%. As compared to the global annual decline of 1.5 to 2%. So Nepal is ahead of the global average in at least something. Before going in the next slide, I want to congratulate one of my friends from our batch, because with the help of DOTS, he was able to prevent himself from being susceptible to MDR TB. You can see him taking DOTS pill right behind the physiotherapy center in that particular area, the ENT ward. However, there are disadvantages to DOTS. Two main. Number one, there are 117,000 TB patients living in Nepal right now. And imagine the number of manpower required to supervise each one of them. Second, it's not feasible for patient to visit the doctor every time. He has his own job, his own life. So the alternate can be, the patient takes the drug himself, self-administration, but then the adherence is supervised by newer technology, something that is being applied in India. printing code number on drug packet. So this is the DOTS drug. You can see the numbers go serially. You can see that at some places there is this logo given of telephone. So behind each of these logo wrapper, a code is given. At that particular code, you can send either a free message or a free call that will notify the portal that okay, you have taken the drug. In case after a specific period of time, the message is not sent, call is not sent, he will be notified and warned about taking the drug. Another is, there you can see, I mean we don't have that mobile right now, but you get the point. Okay, finally this is much hi-fi technology. I don't know the principle behind it, but I know this much, that here sorting technology allows the box to detect whether or not the patient has taken the drug, and that information is sent again to the portal as soon as he takes out the drug, the drug, and in case he has not taken it, a warning will be sent with the help of an alarm. Thank you.
Betul dia nak chapel lah.
Whenever you present, okay, you should be presenting yourself as well. Okay. But still you should or pant formal pant at least don't wear something that is very informal like a ripped jeans or a trouser, you know. P trouser just to land on the okay? Yeah. Everything was good, that was not good.
dia punya presentation dia kan